King Simon. Remember, make sure you go to my website, kingsimonproductions.wordpress.com. That's kingsimonproductions.wordpress.com, or Linktree at King Simon the Numero Beta. Get all 4 of my books, and of course, that's the Numerovation for Mental Stability. Numbers are simple, people are complicated. Numbers are simple, children's health is important, and no promotion is bad promotion. Just spell my name right. Make sure you get them now on all my links. That's kingsimonproductions.wordpress.com. Go now. Cosmic 1910 Alignment Dinner and Mini Workshop coming to Drop Squad Kitchen in Wilmington, Delaware on June the 19th. Featuring King Simon, the International Numerovator, alongside Ellison Nedra, the modern day sage, with special guests Lloyd Strayhorn, the world-renowned astronumerologist, all happening in Wilmington, Delaware at the Drop Squad Kitchen on June the 19th from 6 to 9 p.m. Make sure you text 347-496-1022 for details. Be there in Delaware. It's going to be great. Hey family, it's King Simon, the founder of Numerovation. Remember, if you want to book a session with me and get a Numerovation consultation, all you have to do is text me your full name and date of birth to 347-496-1022. And if you want any of my books, go to Linktree/King Simon the Numerovator. That's King Simon the Numerovator. And your books are available on Amazon. Remember, I'm the El Numero Uno, the Numerovator himself. And if you want to book a session, all you have to do is text me. Make sure you get my books on Amazon. I love you. Peace. Oh, yeah, baby, we got a special show for y'all today, so just keep it locked. We got our beautiful sister coming up at the 7 o'clock hour. It is now 12 minutes before the top of the hour, so we're going to make it happen. Let me drop some of these commercials, more commercials dropping in. Welcome, family, to King Simon Presents. That's right. Make sure you tell a friend, tell a neighbor, tell your cousins, tell your enemies. I might make them friends again. You know how we do. But tonight we got this beautiful sister named Destiny PENDARVIS in the building. We're going to be speaking about healing crystals and their intuitive powers and much more. So she's also a business owner and intuitive life coach and crystal advisor. So we're going to talk about that momentarily. Don't forget the big martial arts expedition and gathering is coming up in Brooklyn, New York. That's right. Brooklyn, New York is happening May the 28th. Those are most of them are my teachers in martial arts, and I've studied them or watched them or have they have laid hands on me and threw me around back in the day. So enough respect to all those great grandmasters that's going to be there in the building. Wish I could be in Brooklyn that day, but make sure you go to studymartialarts.com. That's studymartialarts.com, and just tell them King Simon send you when you go over there. Don't forget, we got the metaphysics teacher himself coming on with me on Sunday, May the 29th, the one, the only Dr. Phil Valentine. You know, he used to be married to Queen of Four, but he has his beautiful wife now named Dr. Nalani, who's also a metaphysics and health teacher. And he will be with me on Sunday on a private link. And he's going to be speaking about his new webinar that's coming up. And the webinar is called The Ontology and the Metaphysical Awakening of the Melanated Mind. Oh, yeah. So we're going to have the links and all that on Sunday. The private link will be found on my community section on this YouTube channel. Okay, go to King Simon Presents, or please go to Numbers Are Simple, and I will be putting that up in the next couple of days. Okay, so make sure if you want to see Phil Valentine, it's a private link, but it's free. You just have to click on the link because with Phil comes a lot of energy, and sometimes these people like to take down whole channels because of Phil. So I gotta do a private link because I'm making you do it and come to it at your own discretion. That's how we're dealing with it with Phil Valentine, and he's going to be talking about this webinar coming up. Don't forget, the wonderful Wizard of Raw is happening at Tassili's Raw. I will be one of the featured speakers. That's June 3rd, 4th, and 5th, and I am one of the speakers that will be handling. I heard Riza Islam is going to be there. I heard a whole bunch and it's absolutely free. You just got to come on out to Tassili's Raw, and in the backyard, we'll be doing the wonderful Wizard of Raw. So make sure y'all come on out and have a good time. Also, on June the 5th, I'm going to be interviewing this dear young man that I've worked with since he was a child, known his father, his mama, everybody. They out of Trinidad, but he's trained under Dr. Moses Powell, Soki Littlejohn. Of course, his father's Professor Abdul Hakim. Big up to him. And he'll be on with me. He's doing some great work in the South Florida area. So big up to him and all that he's doing, him and his family. And also, gotta remind people that I will be over here at the Juneteenth celebration in Delaware. That's right. Myself, Lloyd Strayhorn, and Ellison will be doing a workshop the next day. We'll be at the Delaware workshop doing that mini workshop in Delaware. So we're going to be tearing it up at the Cosmic 1910 alignment. And then guess what? August the 27th, we will be in New York City. This will be Ellison's first time in Brooklyn, New York. So we're going to have the modern day sage in Brooklyn, yo. What? It's going to be crazy with Lloyd Strayhorn, the world-renowned one, and Etoy, the Empress Etoy, who is a spoken word artist and been one of my business partners back in New York back in the day. So enough respect to her. And she still is as far as helping me out with my programs and all that. So big up to Etoy, who's also in New York. And if you are an author and you're looking for somebody to edit your stuff or transcribe or help you out to make your book and your projects look good, contact Susie Script at 914-361-9467. That's 914-361-9467, and tell her King Simon sent you. Now, here's one of our other sponsors. If you want some good monatomic gold, colloidal silver, burdock root, and all the great things that they have, please hit them up right now. It's called betterhealthshop.etsy.com. That's betterhealthshop.etsy.com. They also do consultation if you want to find out more how to use them, how to appropriately apply them and use them in your body, on your body, whatever they do with the monatomic silver and gold. I've used their monatomic gold. Very good stuff. 1-800-820-7822. That's 1-800-820-7822. Just tell them that King Simon sent you, and you know how we do it. We keep it moving with them. And don't forget my teacher, one of my teachers, Lloyd Strayhorn, the world-renowned astronumerologist who's been on Oprah, who's worked with Katie Couric. He's worked with Ian Levanzan, Queen of Four. This brother is the elder in it. He's one of the best or the best astronumerologists in the world. Lloyd-Strayhorn.com. That's Lloyd-Strayhorn.com. Make sure you hit him up. And don't forget Ellison, she does her thing. She's the modern day sage. Make sure you hit her up at 800-774-4554. That's 774-4554. Hit her up at her website. That's themoderndaysage.com. And if you want to take my intro class on Udemy, that's udemy.com. All you have to do is plug in numerovation. I'm the only one on Udemy doing numerovation. Everybody else doing something else. I'm doing numerovation, and it's an introductory course if you want to check that out. But if you want the full course meal, it's 8 hours, uncut, raw, PowerPoint, and chalkboard. All you have to do is text the word course to 347-496-1022. That's 347-496-1022, and I will hook you up. And if you want any of my books, go to Amazon, yes, but you can go through Linktree a little faster. That's Linktree/King Simon the Numerovator. That's Linktree/King Simon the Numerovator. And if you want to do a numerovation session with me, all you have to do is text me your full name and date of birth to 347-496-1022. Remember, the study of numbers or numerology is applied mathematics. Learn how to apply your numbers, and they will guide you. I'm telling you. And this is a special I got going all the way till June 21st. It's a spring season special, 10 minutes and 10 seconds numerovational guidance. You'll receive a pre-recorded 10 minutes and 10 second numerovation guidance only with your first name and your birthday, and you are allowed at least 3 questions to be asked. You won't talk to me personally, but you will get a pre-recording of what you want specifically to deal with. All right, so make sure you read that flyer carefully. All right, of course, let me turn this down because I got content disclaimer. The views, comments, and opinions expressed by guest speakers or authors on this YouTube channel do not necessarily reflect or represent the views and opinions held by this channel's broadcasters or its sponsors. Parental guidance is advised. Disclaimer, content disclaimer again. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comments, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, education, research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Yeah, family, are you ready for your brother? Uh-oh. I don't think you're ready. I don't think y'all 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 ready. I don't know. I don't think you see that shirt. You see that shirt? Let me move that. That's the numerovation. Mental stability shirt. That's right. I got my whole book on my shirt. Y'all stop playing. Look at that. Look at that. Oh, look at that. Oh, y'all wasn't ready, right? I don't think y'all was ready. I don't think y'all was ready. Okay. Oh man, how y'all feeling? How y'all feeling? Everybody around the world, we're gonna be bringing up this beautiful sister, man. Lord of mercy, she's good, gorgeous. Yes, we're going to bring up this gorgeous sister coming up. And in the next 3 minutes, I just want to make sure everybody out there, how y'all doing out there in the world? Okay, I see some people's out there always. Okay, big up to you. Alan Whitehead, Senior, big up to you. Big up to D1. Okay, D1, big up to you. Benita, what's up, girl? What's up, what's up, what's up? I'll be coming out there to the Carolinas soon. We're trying to get out there for July, so it is what it is. We're trying to do that workshop out there. So big up to everybody that's coming in, excuse me. And I should have brought my water, but it's all good. It's all good. We got a special guest coming up in the next 3 minutes, and I was introduced to her by Ellison Nedra, and it was a pleasure meeting this sister, and come to find out she's cusping like Aquarius and Capricorn. So it is what it is. You know what that word? You know how that is. That means she crazy as hell. No, I'm joking. She's shaking her head yes in the backstage. I don't see her. She know what I'm talking about. It's a shame, you know, Jeffrey Epstein is born the same day, but his crazy self. But Questlove is also born on the same day. So big up to Questlove, man. He won that award in the midst of the smack. So it is. Poor man. They was trying to give him an award, and there was a smack going on with Chris Rock and Will Smith. But it is what it is. So it's so interesting because when I start doing the numbers on that, 9, this is their 9 personal year, and 9 is one of the challenge numbers to a number 2, or people born on the 20th, the 11th. So that was a challenge for him. He went through that challenge right there in TV. Damn, I was like, oh, Lord have mercy, Jesus Christ. But the sister that we got coming up in the next 2 minutes, not only is she our guest, she's also the owner of Egyptian Eyes Boutique, crystals and stones and spiritual consultant, and of course intuitive advisor. And of course you can always contact her or do any of her service or go to their facility, but you could call 678-424-1004. You could also email them at info@egyptianeyesboutique.com. Also, she got the IG, TikTok, FB at Egyptian Eyes Boutique, and their website is large and in charge. We don't talk about that website because I got it up behind the screen. I'll be sharing that few, but it's called www.egyptianeyesboutique, and I can't wait to bring her on. So without further ado, family, we got 1 more minute to bring her on, but without further ado, we want to welcome right here on the virtual stage of King Simon Presents the one, the only Destiny Pendarvis. What's up, girl? How you doing, Destiny? How you feeling?
I'm feeling great.
I know I done brought you on. Destiny Pendarvis. Big up to you, my beautiful sister. How you feeling?
I'm feeling great. I mean, you definitely know how to bring high energy. I mean, it's just been a joy to watch you do your thing. I love it. It's amazing.
First of all, I am honored to have you on. And those who don't know, my books are also selling at her place too. Signed copies now. Signed copies. Don't play around. They're going to be collector's items.
Facts.
Well, I heard on the grapevine that if you only have a signed copy without signing it to somebody else, that it's worth more with just the author's signature on it. You don't have to put their name. If you put anybody else's name, the quality go down like a vehicle driving off the lot. So you got to just put the signature of the person, and that would work. And that's how, if you keep it for at least a good 20, it's going to, in the next 25 years, it's going to be a collector's item. Because this was done, my book was done in 2020, right in the midst of what was going on. And I put it out during that time. And that's why. So First of all, sister, thank you very much for your busy schedule, because I know you're still at the shop. You still
I
doing your
am.
thing, and you still there. You working. She's a worker now, so you makes it happen. You more Capricorn than me, because Capricorns make things happen. You got that
Yeah.
Capricorn and Aquarius. Y'all be like, wait here,
Yeah.
whoa, woohoo. Woo.
You're right. It takes a lot to balance that out.
Yeah,
You're
ooh,
right. I have
boy,
my
does it take
days.
a lot. It takes a lot. But I'm proud of your journey, because I was at the grand opening, and I seen Slutty Vegan there, and big up to her. She about to open up something in New York and all over the place. But what I admire, and because I felt the energy there, that's what compelled me to even continue to hold on to that microphone for you, because
I was about to
I
say
know what it
you
was.
you had the energy.
Yeah, I know. Big up to the DJ too. What was the DJ name? She was a
DJ
beautiful
Party with me.
Party
DJ
with
Party with
me.
me.
She's a
Yes.
Capricorn. She was born January
Mhm.
14th. Big up to DJ Party with me.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the girl.
It was
Yeah. Big up
lit.
to Faith. Big up the other one born July the 3rd. The other Faith is born, I think she's August 11th. Big up to her. So big up to her. Ellison. Big up to Ellison. She born, of course, December 18th. So I got all their birthdays still in my head, wandering
I
around in my
see.
head.
You're
Like
so good at this.
it's walking around. These are numbers that just walk in my head. I'm sorry. I'm a little loony.
I'm with it. I love it. That's great.
Well, first and foremost, my dear sister, I got this advertisement that you have also. I made sure I put that up. And what I see, intuitive readings, I see all of that. But let me just read this to the people. So the owner,
Sure.
Destiny owner, you may know her as the boss baby behind Egyptian eyes. However, there's definitely more to Destiny. Destiny. She found her calling within the world of crystals and divination. Her clairvoyance began as a young child, dreaming about events that would eventually transpire. That's right. And she honed in on her special gift of clairaudience, hearing what is inaudible, and all this good stuff. Now, believe it or not, this sister is the real deal. And just because she's born on that 20 is telling me a lot about that too. So I'm gonna pull back. I'm not gonna read no more, but I'm letting people know, if you want to contact this sister, she's an intuitive reader, intuitive counselor, consultant. Make sure you hit her up at that number on that flyer, because it's very important. Now, you said you started, according to your brief bio. I didn't want to read it all, but
Mhm.
let's talk
Absolutely.
about it and be about it. You said that you started, being aware of your gift from a young age. How old were you when you was aware of this gift?
Uh, I think, I guess a better question is, how old was I when I recognized that it was happening?
Better question.
So I would say about 7 or 8.
Okay,
Um,
sound
seven
about
or
right.
eight, because that's when you can like kind of remember certain events in your life, you know?
Yes, yes, yes.
So about 7 or 8, I would start dreaming things, and I would mention them to my mother at the time, and she would just like, she would, you know how it is. If
Hmm.
you have children, you just, oh, you're talking crazy, whatever, and
Hmm.
I was
Hmm.
dismissed a lot. But
Hmm.
finally, she started like, okay, wait a minute, what did you just say? Because that happened, etc. So I was about
Hmm.
7 or 8ish when I started noticing it, but like most things at that age, when you can't really explain it, it scares you.
Of
So
course,
I
of course.
ran for a very long time, and for all of my other fellow intuitive or super empathic people, I definitely went through a phase where I was in denial about doing it, and I ran for a very,
Hmm.
very long time. But hey, you cannot run from what you're supposed to do. And I'm so happy that I did embrace it, because I've gotten an opportunity to lead a lot of people through chaos and
Hmm.
their personal struggles. And it's been a blessing, honestly.
No, Teddy Pendergrass used to say, you can't hide from yourself. Anywhere you go, there you are. And then
Absolutely.
Bob Marley used to say, you're running and running and running away, and you can't run away from yourself. That is the truth.
Absolutely.
I was
Hmm.
watching a movie years ago, named Constantine. He said his
Mm,
mother did the same thing to him, and which is ironic, because Mr. Keanu Reeves is born September 2nd.
mm,
So for him to be in a film like that deals with intuitive powers and intuitive things, and sometimes in the early parts of the years, the family deformed the gift, and
Right.
stopped the gift from growing and stagnated the gift because they didn't understand it or they didn't want to understand it. Let's put it like that,
Both,
and
yeah.
then they put them in hospitals and all that. So I'm glad at least your parents didn't do that, because they put them in psych wards
Mm-mm.
and all that when you start doing those type of things. Yeah, I mean, I used to see all kinds of stuff when I was young, but I was one that held it to myself. I kept a lot of the big spiders in the room. I mean, when I say big spider, I'm talking about some things. And then I'm there laying in the bed. I put the cover over my head and it comes over to touch me. And then I'm like, what the heck you
You're like,
doing?
what was that? Right.
Yeah, like, why is it touching me? I don't know. You're a spider. And I'm surprised I didn't. I'm surprised I didn't develop arachnophobia because of because of that effect.
Yeah,
That could have traumatized me. But I
you
love
could have
watching
been.
spiders. I love watching spiders to this day. So and so doing all of that at a young age, and 7 sounds about right, especially my 7 around 8, because those are the numbers that you're around right now. I can see that
Mhm.
energy with the numerology, because 2 and 7 are very much compatible numbers, and then 8 is
Mhm.
compatible to the Capricorn energy and the Aquarius energy, whatever you choose from back in the day. So
Nice.
I see where that can happen around that time, where that pattern can happen, and I'm glad that you took it upon yourself. So when did you decide to really step into creating a spiritual business, so to speak? Let's go there.
Great question again.
Yes.
Like I said, I was running for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
When I originally started my business, I was in a whole different field.
Mm-hmm.
And like many people, when I woke up, I
Mm-hmm.
decided to keep the same company name and just dedicate myself more so to the healing modalities. So I originally
Mm.
started in makeup. Most people know that. I started as a freelance makeup artist, and as
Okay.
I began to wake up, I started working with crystals, which
Mm-hmm.
that's a whole nother story. But the short version, I started making jewelry for just
Mm-hmm.
myself,
Mm-hmm.
looking for a holistic way to make jewelry pieces to keep me balanced.
Okay.
And that was in 2011
Mm-hmm.
ish. Well, I take that back. That's when I started makeup. So the spiritual side started 2013. Okay, about 2 years later.
Mm-hmm.
So for the bulk of my career, it was solely based on the healing properties that the crystals give you. But in my work with crystals, I became privy to a lot of information about how they work,
Mm-hmm.
and it was very foretelling about what stones you were drawn to and how it relates to your current life experiences. So that
Mm-hmm.
started in like 2013-ish, and for like the first 5 years of it, it was solely just jewelry. Then I began to expand and acknowledging the fact that, okay, well, yeah, I know a little bit more than just the crystals.
Mm-hmm.
I can, work with cards or just no tools. So yeah, 2013 to now, it's been overall about an 11-year journey,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm grateful for every step of the way.
Oh, and that's what people got to recognize, and I'm very proud of you also, what you've been doing and how you're doing what you're doing, and what is so interesting. Let me shout out people that's on Facebook that's tuning in, because I got people on all my channels on Facebook, all 3 of my channels and 2 of my channels. So we broadcasting on 5 different networks right now through StreamYard. Yeah. So it's on Facebook. Big up to Etoy. Etoy's in the building. I know she's going to be interviewing Phil Valentine tomorrow on her show at Etoy's Experience. So big up to her. And Destiny. Of course, obviously this is your destiny. That's why. Is your name really Destiny? Is that what your name?
Yeah, so my father had this saying, and I
Uh,
had my name 5 years before I was born. He was also from
mm,
Brooklyn. You guys, you
okay,
you guys are very
Brooklyn.
similar. Yeah, in energy. He was high energy like you.
Yes,
And so he had this phrase, and he used to say, "No man can control your destiny."
Destiny.
And if
Yes.
I ever have a daughter, that's what I'm gonna name her. And so
Oh
then 5 years
wow.
later, here I came. And so yes, that is my government name, so to speak.
Good. Is he still alive? Is he still alive and well, your
No,
father?
he passed. He
Oh
passed.
wow! Oh, sorry.
Mhm.
Well, he's in the other ancestor. Have you
Mhm.
seen him yet? Has he talked to you yet?
Oh yeah, he talks to me all the time.
There
He's
it
very
is.
active on the other side.
Big up,
Absolutely.
big up, Daddy.
Mhm.
Well, go on,
Yeah,
Daddy.
yeah,
Big up to
yeah.
Daddy. Where's he from? Is he from Brooklyn, and where's his family
He's
from?
from Brooklyn, born
Okay.
and raised. He went to Brooklyn Tech. Like
Oh, my cousin went to Brooklyn Tech. I used to live down the
grew
block
up
from Brooklyn Tech, actually.
grew up on Hancock Street.
Yeah, I know
in
that whole
Brooklyn.
area. Oh man, he
Yeah.
from the Clinton Hills, those areas there.
Hmm.
You're out there, Fort
Yeah.
Greene, Clinton Hills, all the areas around there. Okay, well, you one of those guys. Okay,
Absolutely.
rough head, rough head. With Brooklyn,
Yeah.
Brooklyn back in them
Very.
days was.
Yeah.
I'm
It was pretty hard.
55, so I know Brooklyn was rough back in them days. So I got
It was.
robbed at a bus stop back in Brooklyn.
Oh no.
Yeah, they stuck me up,
Sheesh.
and it is what it is. But people found them. People that I knew
That's
found them,
right.
so
They
I
got him
can't
together
say
real
nothing
quick.
because I don't know nothing. That's all
I
I
ain't
can
seen
tell you.
nothing and
I
I
ain't
ain't
seen.
saying nothing. I know how
Yes,
that goes. Yeah.
I know you know how that go. You be around them thug dudes and thug women, and it's like, yo, son,
I've
you
heard
rob
stories.
little Simon. You rob little Simon. Why you? It's like, why you gonna smack Simon or smack?
Facts.
But no, I'm honored. You got that Brooklyn blood in you. You got the Brooklyn blood. When last have you been
All
to Brooklyn?
through me.
Have you ever go to?
Yeah.
Okay, so
I've been, yeah,
okay,
I've been
okay.
several times. Yeah.
Okay, you
Mhm.
look familiar, so look
I'm
like one of
sure.
the Brooklyn girls I know from back in the day.
Mhm.
So, but
Mhm.
again, I want to share something with you before we move on because I found this very interested in Forbes magazine. I want to read it to you real quick. Forbes
Sure.
magazine, and this is Forbes Health, and Forbes, a very reputable magazine, says the
Hmm.
popularity of New Age belief, yoga, mindfulness, and alternative medicines over recent years have fueled the resurgence of interest in crystal healing. From crystal infused water bottles and perfumes to gemstones, healing necklace, facial massage, there's no shortage of crystal application. Though, this is what they say, they have the preface the other side. It said, though crystal healing is still considered a pseudoscience. According to
Hmm.
who, I always tell people, be very careful of using that word pseudo because anytime
Hmm.
Europeans didn't understand what ancient people was doing, they would call it pseudo. Anytime, any
Hmm.
spiritual thing. And I remember Nikolai Tesla said, paraphrasing, that if you put some of the physical application of science to the spiritual application of science, they would take it to a whole nother level, which they have done, but they don't tell us that they do. But it says through crystal healing is though crystal healing is still considered pseudoscience, for some sources estimate it existing as far back as 6,000 years ago with the ancient Sumerians of Mesopotamia. An amount of information available in the public on alternative medicine like crystal healing continues to grow too. But I'm not going to keep on reading that. What do you
Hmm.
say to something like that, especially when it gets into the pseudo information and start talking about pseudoscience? And I know, people will test you. I'm just going to let you know I've been tested. We're going to be
Absolutely.
tested. So please talk about that and that from your perspective.
I mean, from my perspective, the overall basis of what they're saying
Hmm.
has a lot of truth to it.
Yeah.
There is tons of ancient societies and cultures that
Hmm.
work with crystals on a daily basis. Back in the day, you didn't go to a doctor; you went to a shaman. You went to
Yes.
somebody who knew
Yes.
medicine,
Right.
herbs, and crystals. Like, so
Hmm.
a lot of that is true in the Sumerians.
Right.
That I could talk about that forever. But their culture, they left a lot of information on some of the things that are even mimicked in the Bible to this day. Okay.
Yes, that's right.
So we're not going to go there. That's a different topic.
It's all right.
Um, However, what I will say is that, like, even the Egyptian culture, hence my
Yes.
business name, the Egyptians, they were
Yeah.
one of the first cultures after the Sumerians to start documenting their use of healing crystals and different
Hmm.
modalities based with energy. They
Hmm.
also were one of the first cultures to wear crystals and stones as a form of protection.
Hmm.
So they did that physically and energetically, meaning some of the pieces that they wore were so big, they would use them as a weapon. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? It is a
Yep.
rock.
That's right. That's
But then
right.
also on an energetic level, like their use of copper, they were extremely obsessed with copper. And
Hmm.
when you think about what copper does, being a great conductor and absorbing
Hmm.
toxins and helping you
Hmm.
with blood flow, that's why a lot of times they were depicted as blue. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because high copper content in your body can turn your green. It can
Yes.
turn your skin green.
Yes.
So in some of the ancient artwork and the hieroglyphics, you saw green people. And so, not to get too far off track,
It's all right.
the only thing I kind of have a problem with in what you read to me was just,
Mhm.
the pseudo word, right?
Of course, that word. Mhm.
Because it's kind of one of those situations where they're sweeping all of the facts and knowledge under the rug. But
Exactly.
we know this as a culture, and we're used to it. So I think that's also kind of why I was put in the position that I am in, because my major clientele base is beginners, people who know nothing about crystals, and also people who grew up extremely religious.
Mm-hmm.
That hear things like working with crystals and doing readings is witchcraft, and you're
Right.
going,
Yes.
to a dark place with lots of fire.
Mm-hmm.
So I actually love it when I get someone like that, because I can tell them about my own experiences,
Yes.
about my religious beliefs, and
Mm-hmm.
how, if you're full of light, then there's no darkness. You know what I'm
That's right.
saying?
That's right.
And so, as far as gemstones and healing crystals are concerned, they
Mm-hmm.
do work. They're extremely powerful. They grow all over the world.
Mm-hmm.
And because they are exposed to different chemicals and gases and minerals in the earth, that's what gives them their color. And
Mm-hmm.
that's what gives them their healing powers. So
Mm.
on a science level, which really there is some science there.
Mm-hmm.
um, a healing crystals, they have a lot of frequency. So some of the ancient societies used to program and store information in these stones. So
Right.
once you start opening up your own energy fields and you start raising your vibration, you could unlock some of the hidden knowledge in crystals, right?
Right.
So there's that. But then also, it's just one of those things where the more you work with a stone, the more it's closer to you, around you, near you, or on you,
Mm-hmm.
you're going to mimic the vibration of the stone. Okay,
Right.
that's the science behind it.
Mm-hmm.
And the other piece of it is, once you're around the stone long enough, your own energetic field begins to mimic the same vibration rate of that crystal. So
Mm-hmm.
that particular process is called entrainment. It's when your body begins to mimic the same frequency, because that's what it's around. So
Mm-hmm.
I relate that to, simply as you can look at it as like, you hang with negative people, you're going to be negative. If
Right.
you're out at a party and you're listening to loud music and the bass line is going bump, 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 your heartbeat starts to eventually go at that
Mm-hmm.
speed.
Mm-hmm.
So I look at it like the article you mentioned, they're saying, oh, there's this like newfound respect for it.
Mm-hmm.
Is it newfound, or is it that it's been
Exactly.
suppressed? Is it that it's been
Exactly.
suppressed? Because this is not new. There, first of
Exactly.
all, they take millions of years to form. I don't know anybody who's a
Exactly.
million. I don't know one
Exactly.
person that's a million. Okay.
Only the
So
stones.
that
Exactly.
part. So I mean, I look at stuff like that and I can appreciate that they are at least giving some credit to it.
Right.
They are at least acknowledging it more so as
Right.
as a field, acknowledging it as a practice and bringing
Mm-hmm.
awareness to it. But
Right.
then I see some of the clouds surrounding it where they're
Mm-hmm.
trying to still sweep it under the rug and go, oh, this is just a new age thing. Well, there's
Right.
nothing
Right.
new about crystals.
It's nothing new. And you know what's so funny? And people that are just tuning in, we are speaking with our guest today, the one, the only Destiny Pendarvis. She is the owner of Egyptian Eyes Boutique, crystal stone and spiritual consultant. Make sure you contact her at 678 424 1004 or 1004. And also you can email her at info@ Egyptian Eyes Boutique. If you want to interview her on your show, hey, you can contact her.com because she's about, hey, no promotion is bad promotion. That's hit her up on IG. She does answer her IG DMs and all that.
Mhm.
As long as you ain't no creep doing no foolishness, she's down
I'm
with you.
telling you.
Now, you know what's so
Speaking of
funny?
that,
It,
speaking of
not,
that, we do beware, beware. I
yes.
have to mention this if I
I
have the
know. No,
opportunity.
go ahead. Mention it. Go ahead. Let's go right
We
into
we
it.
have recently been hit with a little scam artist
Oh
page. It looks like
no.
mine. It looks
Yes.
like my same page, but there's like two eyes in it, and they will hit you on some. Our ancestors told us to reach out to you, guys. Please
Gosh, ain't that
do
something?
not do not entertain them. They've gotten a few people, unfortunately,
Of
and
course.
I personally went out of my way to rectify those situations. Even
Yes.
though there's not a compensation involved, that's okay. But I want you to be aware. We're never going to slide into your DMs and ask
Exactly.
you for
Me
money
neither.
of any kind or offer
Exactly.
you a session. That's just weird. Okay,
Exactly.
sorry.
And no,
Continue.
no,
Carry
no,
on.
no, no. No, that's true. That's why, when we were talking about new age and all that, and why they talk about it, and I'm glad they recognize it in Forbes. And when you Google, you'll see it on the Google lines of everything else. But in the back of my book, I always, instead of putting new age, I put ancient age. I don't put new
Period.
age, because if you look in the back of any of my book, my new books, it says ancient age because it's not new.
There you go.
And if you study that point where they started popularizing this quote unquote new age is because those societies or those secret societies was looking for the new age of Aquarius or the new age of
Mm-hmm.
Pisces. That's why they call it the
The
coming
new
of the
age.
new age. But then
Mm-hmm.
that new age stuck when it's really ancient because this is cycles coming around again. That's all it
Mm-hmm.
is. And people don't realize,
Absolutely.
I have an old book, and I think you'd enjoy a book like this. This is by
Okay.
Edgar Casey. Edgar
Oh,
Casey. He wrote this book
I've heard
back
of
in,
him.
yeah, he's on the power of colors, stones, and crystals. Very old book
Mm-hmm.
I have here. And he talks
Mm-hmm.
about the connection with stones or crystals to the zodiacs and also the planets and all that. Now, have
Mm-hmm.
you ever worked with that as far as finding out those connections with the people's zodiac and all that in your place?
To be honest, we do a little bit of that, but that's
Okay.
not my main
Okay.
focal point. So I'm
Okay.
not deep into astrology. I do basic astrology,
Okay.
but
That's good.
not tying crystals to it.
Oh,
So
okay.
in other words, you could come to my shop and say, "What's a good stone for this sign?" and I
Right.
can point you in that direction.
And that's
Um,
good.
but the funnest part about crystals to me
Yes.
is that the less you know about the stones, the
Mhm.
better, because that's when you
Mhm.
actually come in and you work with your own intuition and you let the stone choose you. So that's the biggest thing that a lot of people haven't gotten a chance to understand. They go, "Well, how do you use crystals? I mean, well, what does it do? I mean, how can this work?" And it's simple. You come in, you look at whatever's jumping out at you. My favorite phrase
Mhm.
is, "Tell me what you're drawn to." So
Yes.
I don't want you to come to me and read a bunch of books and have all of this information. It's good
Mhm.
for those who do, for those who are well versed in it
Right.
and are collectors at this point. That's great. But for my major clientele base is beginners. That's kind of my lane.
Okay.
And it's easy to get them to understand how they work by simply going with, "Hey, I like this. I can't stop looking at this one." And then I tell you, "Well, this stone is good for grief. Did you
Okay.
recently lose someone? Oh my gosh, how
Mhm.
did you
Right,
know?"
right, right,
So
right.
like that.
Okay. No, no, no. That's smart. You want them to tap into their own intuition, and that's the
Mm-hmm.
smart. And that's
Mm-hmm.
exactly how I deal with numerovation. I try to tell them, look, sometimes I have to tell them, they ask, "What's my purpose? What's my life path?" I'm like,
Yeah, that's a
I'm
big
like,
question too. That's
I'm
a
like,
big question.
really? I said, you 44 and 50 years of age and don't know your purpose because Destiny,
Right,
people think,
it happens.
but people think that their purpose is some type of job description, and it's not. If you talk a
Nothing to do
lot,
with
then you're
that.
supposed to bring it to your job. If you
Facts.
like to help people, then you bring it to your business or your job. If you
Thank
like
you.
to draw, you bring it to your job or your business. That's
Thank
your
you.
that's your purpose.
That's
There's your
your thing.
and that
Yeah.
there it is. Whatever you gravitate, and I wanted to quote that quote by one of their greatest scientists. He says his name is Nikolai Tesla. Those who don't know this guy here, born July the 10th,
I
which is
saw
very
that. Yes.
interesting. He says the
Hmm.
day science begins to study non-physical phenomena, it will make more progress in 1 decade than in all the previous centuries of all its existence. What is
Mm.
he telling you? You got to go to the spiritual. You got to go to the
You got
intuitive
to.
because these scientists will, if they can't discover something at that point of time, they will take a rest and go to the sleep, and then the next morning it comes to them what they needed to do, or they'll go do something else in the garden, like George Washington Carver, and all of a sudden the plant is talking to him, and he's
Hmm.
creating this type of stuff. So we got to know that the spirit and the energetic spirit and the energetic physical work together. So I'm proud of what this sister is doing at her boutique because she got a whole host of people that's there. I mean, a
Hmm.
lot of people. I'm a massage therapist. She got Ellison that's doing the spiritual healing and doing her thing. But
Hmm.
the topic of today's show is healing crystals and their intuitive powers. Now,
Hmm.
from your perspective, when you first got into it and realized that these things had intuitive powers, where would you think how from your perspective, why is it that so many people seem to either gravitate to it at one point and then sometimes lose it another point? They might buy a crystal from you, and all of a sudden it disappears from them and all of a sudden
Mm,
vanish because they do those things. I know these crystals play tricks
that's true.
sometimes. Go ahead. Go ahead, talk to me.
I mean, that's a great way of putting it. So there's a couple of reasons why you might lose your new crystal joy.
Uh-huh.
You got to think about it. It is a ball of energy. We are
Mm,
energetic beings, and so is the crystal.
yes.
It's a life force inside of it. It's not just a rock.
Hmm.
And so you might lose it for a couple of reasons. One, you've already absorbed enough energy from it. You've already started vibrating at that particular frequency, and now it's time for you to graduate to a different one. So there's that. Option two could be whoever finds that crystal needs it a whole lot more than you do.
Yes.
Okay, so that's very common. And then the other thing is sometimes they'll move around because it's time for you to work with a different one. But the minute that you need this other one that you lost, it's at the right time. So I have people all the time that say, I lost my citrine crystal 3 months ago and I just found it yesterday. Okay, well, it must be time for you to embark on more of an entrepreneurial mindset. It must be time for you to think about creative ways to manifest more wealth for yourself. So those are like the most popular reasons why. And then sometimes, you know, it just no longer serves you. And then sometimes, you know, people are just, you know, clumsy. There's that. Sometimes it ain't the stone. Sometimes it's just you. All right.
No, that's no.
What does that mean? It means you pulled it too hard. That's why it broke. You know?
Exactly. And you know, and that's what I admire about, you know, people like yourself and friends of mine in New York. Sister Kafunya, she deals with crystals, and a lot of different people that I've worked with over the years. That they allow you to become one with the crystals in some form of fashion to help to align the chakras and all that kind of stuff. And again, you might hear people that put doubt to it, but you know, I read a book years ago called Thoughts Are Things. So
I have that book.
Oh yeah,
that book is riding in my car.
Yeah, you know what I'm
I
talking
love that
about.
book.
Thoughts Are
Yes,
Things. That's
I
the truth.
do.
And I've had that for years. You know what I'm saying? And
Mm-hmm.
that book is a very profound book. It's not even a thick read. It's a very easy read. And you sometimes you just have to tap in and think and put your energy to something that you want to manifest. And if these different modalities like crystal and stone healing and these different things can help at least soothe the rough roads, then you should do them. That's what I would
So
suggest. Go ahead.
I definitely want to piggyback on what you're saying
Please.
about thoughts being things. You know, the
Yes.
laws of attraction tell you that
Yes.
you are what you think, etc.
Right.
So the funny thing about crystals, and this is what a lot of people do not know, I can speak with confidence about stones because when I first got into this industry, I thought it was going to be a hoax. I didn't think that it would work.
Oh,
I
wow.
know that they work from my own personal experiments, if you will. I became a scientist myself.
Right. Of
And
course.
I had this period of, okay, because I've always had, you know, issues with being calm and all over the place. I know now why that is because I'm very empathic. I pick up everybody's juju, right? So I can feel you. I can feel what you're thinking. I can feel
Right.
your trauma, all of it. And it's like, oh, you know what I mean? So I was looking
Right.
for a natural way to calm that or dissipate some of those feelings without taking medication. So someone said, and I don't mean someone, one of my spiritual advisors at the time mentioned, have you ever tried crystals? I was like, well, no, that stuff is witchcraft, isn't it? He was like, girl, no. And this, at the time, this is a bishop of a church,
A
okay?
church. Oh, good.
A whole church,
A whole
okay?
church.
And he was like, just try it. You know, so I started working with stones and I'm just like, oh my gosh, okay, this is a joke. And then the next day I feel so calm and I have these rocks everywhere.
Yeah.
They're in my pocket, they're in my purse.
Yes.
And I'm like, okay, I feel calm. One day I forget these rocks, you know, because at this time, this is a rock thing, you know? This
Right.
is why I love working with beginners because I was that girl, okay?
Right.
So I'm like, there's no way this could work. And I didn't have anything on me one day. And I'm like, at the time, working a corporate job. And I just feel like, oh, I'm like, what's wrong with me? Like, I just can't shake this unsettling feeling. And I was like, oh, I don't have my rocks. So I go home and I get these rocks and I'm like, oh. And I was like, wait a minute, don't tell me this works. And so I went a day with them, day without them, day with them, day without them. And I started noticing changes. I was like, this is blowing my mind.
Exactly.
So then I got tired of buying them. So I started like buying jewelry. So I started trying to make my own jewelry. And then here we are, there's this whole thing. There's this whole void I'm feeling for other people that like it. And I'm just doing it for me, you know? And I was like, okay, I'll do it. I'll make stuff for people and charge. Okay, that's cool. And then one day I made like this host of rings with a particular stone. And at the time I was a smoker, not my best moment. Not my best moment. But
Okay.
after finishing this batch of rings, I noticed I didn't have a desire to smoke anymore. And I said, well, let me look up what stone this is. And I'm like, oh my gosh, these crystals, amethyst is the best for breaking addictions. It's
Yes.
the best for sobriety. It's the best for breaking any type of bad habit. And I was like, oh my God. And this is at the point where I sat there and made about 20 of these things. So I'm sitting there working with this stone for a couple hours. And I was like, this is crazy. Straight cold turkey. Didn't even want to do it. Didn't know why. Didn't ask. And I was like, this stuff works, and it definitely helps for anxiety.
Powerful, powerful. People. We are in the building with Destiny Pendarvis, the guest, owner of Egyptian Eyes, Crystal Stone, and spiritual advisor, and of course, consultant. Make sure you hit her up at that number. Of course, that's the number. We got to take a hard break, and then we're going to be back with our beautiful sister, because we're going to finish this off. Sister, I'm going to put you in the background. We're going to take this hard break. I done put myself in the background. I'm sorry. Hold on 1 second. I'll put myself in the background. I did it again. Look at that. Ain't that something? All right. So we're going to take this hard break, and we'll be right back with our beautiful sister, Destiny, from this beautiful place and shop. You can also do that intuitive reading with her. Make sure you contact her numbers right there. That's how you do it. Make sure you contact the owner, but she's not only an owner, she's a practitioner. So we'll be right back after this. Hey, this is King Simon. Remember, make sure you go to my website, kingsimonproductions.wordpress.com. That's kingsimonproductions.wordpress.com, or Linktree at King Simon the Numeral Beta. Get all 4 of my books, and of course, that's the Numerovation for Mental Stability. Numbers are simple, people are complicated. Numbers are simple, children's health is important, and no promotion is bad promotion. Just spell my name right. Make sure you get them now on all my links. That's kingsimonproductions.wordpress.com. Go now. Cosmic 1910 Alignment Dinner and Mini Workshop coming to Drop Squad Kitchen in Wilmington, Delaware on June the 19th from 6 to 9 p.m. featuring King Simon, the International Numerovator, alongside Ellison Nedra, the modern day sage, with special guests Lloyd Strayhorn, the world renowned in Delaware, Wilmington, Delaware, at the Drop Squad Kitchen, June the 19th from 6 to 9 p.m. Make sure you text 347-496-1022 for details. That's 347-496-1022. Hey family, it's King Simon, the founder of Numerovation. Remember, if you want to book a session with me and get a Numerovation consultation, all you have to do is text me your full name and date of birth to 347-496-1022. And if you want any of my books, go to Linktree/King Simon the Numerovator. That's King Simon the Numerovator. And your books are available on Amazon. Remember, I'm the El Numero Uno, the Numerovator himself. And if you want to book a session, all you have to do is text me. Make sure you get my books on Amazon. I love you. Peace. All right, we're back. We're going to be bringing up our beautiful sister right now. Also, remember, we'll be coming to New York City, family. We'll be coming to New York City. Whoa, it's going to be off the hizzle for shizzle. And don't forget, this coming Sunday, we got our brother Phil Valentine going to be in the building live and direct, the metaphysics godfather and the godfather of it all from back in New York, I'm telling you. And of course, we got this great martial artist coming up called Shion Imhotep. He's going to be in the building also coming up. And we're going to be bringing up all the great ones. So look out for more coming up. And look at, I'm going to be speaking at the Wonderful Wizard of Raw. Wonderful Wizard of Raw. And we are back, family. I hope everybody enjoyed those commercial breaks. Let me bring my sister back up in the building. Of course, the beautiful Destiny is in the building. In the building. Hey. What's up, D? You all right, Destiny?
What's going on? I'm
right.
Great. I'm having a good time.
I'm with you. Of course, again, family, if y'all don't know what the topic is, let me share this with y'all. The topic is healing crystals and their intuitive powers. Now, Destiny, let's get into some of your immediate family and friends. Do they believe or know that your modalities in this crystal and stone and all this gifted stuff that you've been doing, does it work for them? Has it worked for them? truly?
Yeah. The funny thing
Yes.
is, naturally, I think just for this industry, like
Mm-hmm.
being any type of spiritual anything, they look at you like, oh, you're one of those woo woo people.
Mm-hmm.
And I can say I've had to, for lack of a better word, prove a lot to a lot of people, not because I felt like I had to. It's just like I would
Right.
say something, it would
Mm-hmm.
happen. I would say something, it would happen.
Mm-hmm.
And there's countless testimonies between very close and personal family to friends. Even my best friend, she's a firm believer. She didn't believe in any of this stuff, but there's just been so many people's lives that I've had the pleasure of impacting in a very positive way because of what I do with crystals and my intuitive modalities. So
Mm.
yes, and I
Good.
can say, and I can especially say my brother, which I hope he's listening, from Houston. But
Houston.
he's like my brother is a tough critic, and
Mm.
so was my father.
Yeah.
But I can say, unlike many people, I do have that support.
Mm-hmm.
And at first they were skeptical, but I've shown
Of
them
course.
time and time again that, I know what I'm doing. Okay.
Exactly.
Needless to say. So yes, I can say I'm very fortunate. I have friends in the industry
Mm-hmm.
who do not, I call them closet readers. They can't step into their power. And for a while, I struggled with not wanting anyone to know. I didn't want people to think I was some type of, for lack of a better word, devil worshiper, or that I don't believe in God now, because I get that all the time. And
Of
it's very
course.
frustrating. It's
Of
so
course.
upsetting, but it is what it is. So
No, no.
yeah, I'm happy I have the support and a lot of love and a lot of testimonials.
No, that's what I'm talking about. And that's interesting because I have a father. My father, he is a full blown superstar, super Christian.
Nice.
And one time my son was staying with them, and he had brought my son. Coming from my background and his mother's background, he had the crystals and the stones, for healing purposes and all that. And then, I guess the wife of my father said something little off the hedge with my son about those crystals. And he
Mm-hmm.
called, he texted me, and he was getting upset because I know he can, sometimes people can irk his nerve. I know what numbers he's born under, and I know it can cause anxiety for him. So I said, look, I said, hold on. I said, hold on. And I looked up, and I read the Bible back and forth, and I looked up all the quotes on
Mm,
crystals and stones
mm,
and
mm,
sent them to
mm,
my father.
mm,
And
mm,
when he
mm,
read through all those quotes, he
mm.
had to go around the table. It wasn't him that did it, it was the wife. He had to go around the table and let them know that if it's here in the Bible and it's being respected in this Bible, then you cannot disrespect him with dealing with those crystals. So he was
I
able
love
to,
that.
yeah, you got to show him the
Oh, that's
quotes. You got to
so
show him the
amazing.
quotes.
You gotta let them know about the belt of Aaron.
You got to let him know the
You gotta
Jasper
know
City and and this and all the breastplates, and you got to let
the
him know.
breastplate of Aaron. You
Of
gotta let them know,
course.
because they be like, no, no. I was like, it's in the Bible.
Because they went, instead of going into their Bible, they went by their Bible. They didn't go into the
Ooh,
Bible.
that's a difference.
They didn't go.
There's
They
a
went
big
by. I
difference.
go buys my Bible. That's the problem. You need to go
Mm-hmm.
into it, read it,
Mm-hmm.
and extract the true metaphors and similes
Mm-hmm.
out of that book,
Mm-hmm.
because it's full of metaphors and similes and all
It
types
is.
of things that you to study and apply. And people, and
Mm-hmm.
everybody like to say devil worshiping, and I asked you, I said, who created the devil? Ooh, and they did that to me at a lecture, at an interview, and I said, you forget that the devil was once an angel of light. Then he fell. Y'all keep
Then
on
he fell.
forgetting. But
Mm-hmm.
and every time he was allowed to be around the sons of gods and the angels. When he came around,
Hello.
so obviously he has the same wisdom that they have. It's just by
He
intentions
uses it differently.
he used it differently. It's intentions now. And that's
So
what they need to
now
understand. Duh.
I love this. I
It's
love
because
it. I
it's just
love
like,
it.
people try to dog me with numbers, and I say, you got a book of numbers in your whole Bible, and
Bible.
you telling
Yeah.
me about the
Yeah.
book of numbers? You messing up. You better read that book. And most of y'all don't read it. Y'all read Revelations and the New Testaments. The only ones that really
Yeah.
read it is like the Hebrews and the ones that really study that. And they don't even dog me out for that. They understand, as long as you don't worship it and cling on to it, and as if
That.
it's God, that's when they get on you. But I've
And
done sessions for all of them. Go ahead, sister. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
no, don't apologize. I just want to piggyback on what you
Please.
just said about
Yes.
how he knows it. we're speaking of, the devil right now.
Iblis,
He
Satan, whatever.
He's Yeah, he knows these things. He had access to higher realms of knowledge. He was one of the
Exactly.
chosen that fell. All right.
Exactly.
So when it comes to healing crystals, because I deal with this all the time, and it's one of those things where you can use crystals for good things, or
Exactly.
you can choose to use it for darkness. And what I mean by
Exactly.
that is my most common example,
Hmm.
and I definitely want to acknowledge what just happened with this active shooter situation at the
Yes.
school. That's horrible. And
Yes.
this is one of those examples when somebody uses a weapon or a tool as a weapon when it could have just been for protection. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
There's police officers that use guns to protect the community, and there are other people who use guns to terrorize the community. It's the same thing with gemstones and healing crystals. Speaking of
Exactly.
that, Speaking of that, so basically, you are as good as your tool. So if you are a dark person that wants to do dark things, I'm sure you can go look up these spells and
Of
do
course.
crazy things.
Of
Do I
course.
support that? No, but it can happen. But if
Exactly.
you walk in light, light then shall follow you. That's how I
Exactly.
feel about it. But another note that I kind of want to just drop in here
Go
with,
ahead.
while I said the word gemstone,
Go ahead.
this is something else that I think is laughable when
Hmm.
I meet people who don't know about crystals, but I
Hmm.
see their hands and they have these amethyst rings on from Zales, and they have these
Yes.
rose quartz rings on from some other fancy gem store,
Diamonds, whatever.
diamonds. Yeah, okay. And so they're like, oh, I don't do crystals. I don't wear crystals,
Really.
but you got this big amethyst ring on. So wait a minute, you don't do crystals because no one told you the spiritual side of what amethyst does? Because you're
Exactly.
definitely wearing a crystal.
And
It's no different.
and they was attracted to it. That's why they took it. They got it. They had to attract to it some
Boom.
reason.
So
you
I'm just
know?
like, guys, it's not that hard, but knowledge is power. Okay.
Right, right, right.
So I think, in me being, a younger sister in the community, I think that's really what my calling is. I have to educate people on some of this stuff because you go
Hmm.
around here closed minded, missing out on your blessings, missing out on things that'll help you ascend just
Hmm.
because you don't know any better.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. No, that's and give that a round of applause. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Thank you.
They don't understand. They don't understand. They think it's superstition. They be singing the Stevie Wonder song,
Mm, hello.
and that's one of those songs. But and that is interesting what you said because a lot of people, and as far as what I've been doing for years, I remember, coming out of the reggae community in Brooklyn. Everybody know I went to school with Shaggy and different other people. We all was in school and doing our thing. But
Hmm.
one guy hit me up and said, another reggae artist said, y'all do numerology. Blood clot, man. You should sing some reggae, man. Stop the numerology thing. I'm like, really? I mean, and these are rosters that reading the Bible and see the book of Numbers. And in order for you to
Mhm.
get to a chapter in your Bible, you better know the number to get to that chapter. We
I
all know how to
mean,
quote this stuff, but you have to know the numbers to get to it. So
yep.
numbers gives us order and semblance and takes us to the patterns and cycles and sequences of what has to be done in order for you to get to your results. So
Facts.
I'm proud of the work that you're continuing to do it as one of these young sister soldiers out here, healing soldiers, doing that work and putting in that work. And remember, family, the website is Egyptian Eyes, and I do want to show the website real quick.
Sure.
Let me share so people can see what I'm talking about. We're gonna see what it's all about because people think we be playing games up in here, and I don't play games at all, at all, at all. Me not play games at all. I mean,
Facts.
look at all this. You got the smudging look at this other candle
Mhm.
collection. I mean, they got it going on over here at this spot. But I'm gonna go to their IG also. They got some great stuff. They got the
Oh,
yeah. Talk to me. Go ahead. What you want to say? You want
well,
to
I
say
was just
something
gonna
about?
say on the homepage,
Yes.
there is a lot of resource tools for those who want information on crystals and how
Yes.
they work. On the homepage, like this says smudging 101, at the
Mm-hmm.
bottom, you can scroll all the way down and you can
Mm-hmm.
actually download PDF copies of how to clean your crystals,
Mm.
what crystals you can use, those right
Okay.
there. So you
Yes,
can
I see them.
download
Mm-hmm.
you can download that literature, to help you kind of get on pace with what you need to be doing. So I have a explanation of just the simple definitions of what the crystals mean. on my own understanding of it, and like the textbook version is there, how to clean your crystals and how to use them.
And
So
you got client
definitely.
testimonials. Yeah, you
Lots of
got.
testimonials. You can check that out on Google, etc. And one thing about it is, like you mentioned, there are other people in my facility that do different things, because I
Yes.
definitely want to focus on the healing side. So it's called a
Yes.
healing crystal. We don't just want to sell you pretty rocks. We do want you to embark on some of the powers that they have, that could take you to new heights energetically, physically, and emotionally. So we have a lot of different healing practitioners here. Like you mentioned, Ellison,
Yes.
she
Yes.
has been such an asset to us and is a wonderful reader, healer. She has her own jewelry line, candle line, etc. We have the Pamper Palace here. They do massages, they do Reiki as well,
Yes.
detoxes, all of that. We have Jason. He's another reader that we have, an intuitive reader. That does tarot, and then myself. So we always look for ways to influence the community to kind of deal more with their shadow side in terms of getting past some of their fears. And the only way to do that is once you start really tapping into yourself on an energy level. And
Yes.
we're happy that we can do that. We are the only crystal shop in Smyrna, Georgia at the moment with a
That's right.
physical location. So it's a
That's
big
right.
deal.
Get that? Yes, right. That is a big deal. I was happy to take a Uber. Matter of fact, the Uber driver that took me over there, he knew the history of that area. I mean, what was
Oh
being
yeah.
built and all of that. He knew all of that going on. So this is their
Mm-hmm.
IG, people. If you want to go to their IG, of course, it is Egyptian Eyes Boutique. And yes, they're
Correct.
located at 2585 Spring Road, Southeast Smyrna, Georgia. Open
Mm-hmm.
daily from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. And you are also welcome to do some nice conscious events over there. Is that correct?
Absolutely.
That's because
You
I'm
definitely
about to
can.
make it happen over there myself. So I'm playing. We're gonna do this.
Absolutely.
I need to do some
Period.
stuff. You know what I'm saying?
I
But no,
feel
no, no,
you.
and that's good that you opened up a brick and mortar so people
Hmm.
can actually come and do certain things and express
Hmm.
themselves, do like little yoga sessions or
Hmm.
meditation sessions over there because it's under a good number too. Like when I
Hmm.
looked at the number, so I was very happy to be over there and feel the energy. I guess that's what took me over there to like I was like, oh man, let me kick it in over here.
Yeah, let me just tell you guys, if you missed the grand opening, Simon, excuse
Oh,
me, King Simon brought the party. Okay,
oh,
he
thank
had
you.
us laughing, dancing. He was high energy. He had the crowd dancing. Like, he literally made our moment so much bigger than we
Oh,
could have
thank you.
imagined, just out of nowhere, just out of a
Thank you.
first encounter. We are so grateful for that experience,
It
and
was
and
fun.
just the platform you provide in itself. And we are
It was
so
fun.
happy to have you. Yeah.
And let me tell you something, family. In New York and on major stages, I charge $500 to $1,000 to MC. And people
And he earned
but
every penny of it.
I'm that energy because if you're doing major events, like we'll be in a
Mhm.
stadium for from 10 a.m. all the way until the show ends, and I've hosted some major shows. But I just felt that energy, and that energy adds up to a number 20, which is your number. That building, it
Period. Which
adds
is
up to
hello.
25 8. I'm like, oh, well, there it is. Okay, that's why
It
it was
was
so
meant.
spiritual and it was so.
It was.
They was on the line. Everybody loved to eat. That's why food, clothing, and
I'm
shelter
telling you.
always sell. So they was on the line for Slutty Vegan, but I kept on talking
Hmm.
to them on the line. I was even holding space for people to go in
I
to
saw
watch
that.
them.
I said, bless his heart. It was amazing.
Because
You definitely made it epic.
I
Hmm.
understand people didn't want to lose their space. You don't want to walk in someplace and then lose your space, and
Uh-huh.
all of a sudden can't get that slutty vegan. You don't want to be. You got to be a slut. You know what I'm saying? You got to get that slut butt. So you understand. So, but I held down a few spots. I think I did 4 people
You
to make sure
I
they
was like,
walked
you
in.
did a lot of holding. I said, hey, I can take your place, but you
I,
were just happy to do it
nah, I
with
got
the
the cordless
microphone
mic.
still. Oh
Yo,
my
once you give
goodness.
me a cordless mic, I am all over the
I know now.
place. So
I know now what to do.
big up to my beautiful sister there, the DJ again. What's her name
DJ
again?
Party with me.
Party
DJ
with me. I
Party
gotta
with
get
me. She was
party with
she's
me.
my DJ for life now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she
I
is a
love her.
beautiful. I'm gonna contact her to do so because I'm gonna be producing some events. I would love to have you there and y'all can vend some of your stuff there.
Definitely.
I'm gonna produce some. I'm putting it out there, but I don't want to put too much out there in the retrograde because
Understood.
the communicate. But you want to I want to bring what I used to do in New York, but in a more presentation and fashion with the party, and let's have some fun and do it.
Absolutely.
Let them
Why
present to the
not?
music or something. You know what I'm saying? But and
Absolutely.
if you know any spoken word artists or whatever, hey, let them contact me because I'm about to turn it up because I'm here now and people know me from New York. They know
Period.
when I turn up, woo, it's a
It's,
turn up.
I had a
Oh, you
preview.
got it. You got a preview. Yes.
I know that was not even close to the full King Simon, and I can't wait to see part two. Oh
you
my gosh, it
you
was epic.
y'all ain't seen nothing yet. That's what I'm trying to
I
tell y'all.
believe this. I
And
believe this.
that's what I'm glad that we was able to get everything. And last note, my sister, people are in desperate need of aligning themselves. A lot of people are coming out of their traumas, especially men, and of course there's a
Mhm.
lot of women's group, and I know that, but we do need brothers to really trust the touch of crystals or the massages that you have there, or even trust
Mhm.
in people. So right now we're
Mhm.
in the years of the 2000s, which is very, very prevalent for people like you born on the 20th, because
Mm.
it deals with the balance of the feminine and the masculine, not on a perverted way, but a more respectful way where men support the women. And I hope you
Yes.
have a partner around you that's supporting you. That's what's important. Do you have a
Thank
partner that
you.
supports you? You have a partner that
Thank
supports
you.
you?
Yes,
You-
I do.
Okay, yeah, yeah. Shout him out. What's wrong with you, girl? Shout that man out. I seen him. I seen him
No,
there. I seen him. Give him a
no,
hug. He was giving you a
no
hug. I
shout
seen
out.
him. Yeah,
No
shout him
shout
out.
out.
Yeah,
But no, 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 no. He knows. I
yeah. Give him
appreciate
some
that.
love. That's all. Because
So
we honestly
yeah,
need that love. We
yeah.
losing a lot of love and we dying. So we sometimes need that love.
I'm
And
telling you. Yeah.
obviously our children are getting hit up. And somebody just reminded me of a old movie. I think it was an old book that they wrote called "Kill Them While They're Young" or something. I forgot the name of the book. Kill them while they're
Hmm.
young, and this is what's
Mm.
happening now. So I think what has to happen now is places like yours probably has to facilitate certain part of homeschooling. You know what I'm saying? Like to
Mhm.
get
Mhm.
them out of those schools where they're hurting our children, and at least that could be a stop for them to learn about crystals for that day and then keep it moving.
That would be awesome.
That would be. I think that that just came to idea because the children need to be able to tour historic areas in Georgia
Mhm.
and where there's some healing, and they because I remember a friend of mine who's a teacher. Big up to Dr. Angela Anaton. She also has a program on Facebook and on YouTube. She did a meditation thing with the young children she was teaching, and they started
Mhm.
seeing their ancestors while they was closing their eyes, and they went back to
Mm.
their mothers, but the mother and them reported the teacher because they didn't understand that how would this little child know her father and he's not even around like that. They didn't even
Right.
know the grandpa, and they coming to them in the meditation, which is
Yep.
interesting because they still
Which is
closer. These
powerful.
That's powerful. So we need these type of facilities, the Egyptian Eye Boutique, to open up sometimes once a week or once a month for people to come and check out what y'all do in respect for the children, the adults, the parents. But of course, it's going to take open minds from parents, and open
Yeah,
mind,
that's
and that's
important.
that's where it comes down. But I'm just saying, if people want to do or connect with you, would you advise them to call you if they wanted to do something like that? Bring a little your children around just to show what it is about crystals, and you can talk to them real quick while they're moving around through the city or something. Would you be up for that?
Absolutely. I've done a couple of, excuse me.
Okay. Go ahead.
I've done
Take
a
it.
couple of presentations, so
Hmm.
I'm definitely open to that.
Wow. Well, I'm glad. Let's give that a round of applause also. And anything you want to say in closing, my dear? Anything you want to anything you want to say about what's going on? Any programs coming up at your shop, at your place? Please talk about it.
Um, I mean, honestly, I want people to come by, check us out, of course, experience
Yes.
what it's like to be in the building. We get lots of compliments about the energy and the vibration of the
Hmm.
building itself, and we have a very loving and educated staff. We
Yes.
have some wonderful practitioners who are knowledge educated and dedicated to
Hmm.
the betterment of your well-being. So it's really just something you have to come out and see for yourself.
Yes.
There's no like planned events coming up at the moment, but we'd love to have you out.
Okay, good, good. I was telling Ellison about a suggestion. I said that in New York we used to do this thing. We used to do this thing in Nicholas, Brooklyn, called the Healing Circle, once a week, and people will come for either acupuncture or healing, crystal healing, all that. And they charge a minimum amount of price, and then everybody will jump through from everyone. They'll jump to everyone, and get their brief 10 minutes or 15 minutes done. I know that would work probably in your spot because you got parking and everything over there.
Absolutely.
And
Yeah, we have a
we
lot
didn't
of
have
parking.
parking over there in New York. We had the streets, and that was it. And you get told if you're not, So ideals to bring more people. Let me know. I'll be happy to help promote and shout it out. And if I
Of
could come
course.
over there and do a few numeration sessions with people and let them meet me over there, because I don't like to do face to face, but hey, to help out, just to start it
Hey,
off. That's
me
what I
either.
did with Nicholas. Helped him out, started off, and kept it moving because I got things to do.
I
So,
understand. Yeah, we're definitely open to it. We'd love to have you out. We know what type of energy you bring.
oh
And
man,
numerology, I love it.
yes, glad.
I'm a life path number 8.
Yes, me
So I,
too.
I love
Me
it.
too.
Okay.
Yes,
So
me
we have
too.
that in common.
Yeah, we have that in common. When you said that, I say me too. Yeah, we both life
Period.
path number 8. So,
Yeah.
I hope you get to look through my book. Did you get to look through my book at all?
I
And
did.
yeah,
I did, and I thought it was. I haven't read the whole thing yet, to be
yeah.
honest, but I did
It's
skim
fine.
through it, and I was like, "Wow!" I said he has a very profound perspective,
Yes,
and it's just not common that you see that all the time, especially. Especially from a brother. I mean, you
brother
just don't.
melanated.
You
Yes,
don't.
yes,
You don't see it from a melanated brother as
yes.
often as you should, and I was really impressed.
Oh, thank you. And that's why I suggest a lot of them think it's all European, but it's definitely an African science, a melanated science. People gotta,
Mhm.
and that's why Lloyd Strayhorn is one of the best. And I would like to bring him when he comes back here. I'd like to bring him over to your spot. Probably have some books over
Sure.
there, and because he's the one that was like the mainstay back in Oprah before the Sylvia Browns. They was right there. He was right there with the psychic people and all that kind of stuff. And let me tell you something before we get off.
Hmm.
I hate when people disrespect Miss Cleo
Mm.
because they dishonored Miss Cleo so. And if you study the timeline, people, when Miss Cleo, because Miss Cleo knew how to promote, she was a number 3. She was born on the 12th of
Hmm.
August. She knew how to promote herself. And she was doing tarot. People don't realize she did what she was doing tarot
Hmm.
because she was so well and did what she did. Soon as they was able to discredit her, guess what they did? They opened the
Hmm.
psychic network. They discredit
Hmm.
that woman and opened the psychic
And then
network.
open that. And
And
who
and
runs that?
and then we discredit them along her because they started talking about her and down her. But she was really the real deal. When I looked at her numbers, I was like,
Hmm.
oh, this lady was really what she was. It's just that her promotion was so off the hook. And you
Well,
get,
it
and
was that, and then I guess they didn't really agree with her business acumen
of
either in
course,
terms of how she did her taxes and things like that.
yeah, all that stuff. Nobody,
But yeah.
who want to pay taxes? Nobody want to pay taxes. I
Nobody.
mean, not even Donald Trump wants to pay
And
taxes. Come
doesn't
on,
have
and
to.
he didn't have
So
to,
there's
especially when
that.
you know the tricks. If you know the tricks, that was a
Why you mad
mistake.
at
And
me?
that's what's so funny. People born under that number energy can get caught up in scandals and recklessness, and
Yep,
that's what threw her off.
that's what
And
got
then
her.
she died of cancer and a lot of other stuff. So
Hmm.
it's a
What do
whole
you
lot
think
going
about
on.
the documentary coming up for her? I heard they're
I
about to produce one.
it's somebody that's related to her or connected to her that's doing it, right? I
I'm
hope
not
they
sure
are.
who's doing it. I just heard that it was coming out.
I can't wait because I wanted to do a one woman play on her. I actually wanted to do
Nice.
it and I was going to call it "Call Me Now." That's the name. That's the name of the
Nice.
play. And it, you
Everyone
didn't.
will know what you're talking
Yeah, we
about.
wouldn't even have to say her name. Just yeah, "Call Me Now" and have a whole live audience and really an improvisation. It's in my mind because I know I could write it, but I said, you know what? And you did when you said that documentary. I heard that was coming out, so I wanted to see what they're
Hmm.
going to put out because there's something that controversial energy that she had was something
Hmm.
that was really real because her alignment number in numerology was a master number 11. So
Mm.
11, I know she
So
already had
there's
the intuition.
challenges.
Yes, and it
Yeah.
comes with a child. Yeah, but she also had the intuition, the spiritual guides. She had them.
Absolutely.
It's just what
Hmm.
she. But again, my sister, I don't want to keep you up here. I know I could talk about all kinds of stuff all day, every day. But
Absolutely.
I'm honored to have you. Thank you very much. And again, family, make sure y'all support this sister. Go to the website first. That's www.Egyptian Eyes Boutique. I was just playing that song Ebony Eyes, and I kept on saying Egyptian Eyes. Ebony Eyes. I was singing it, and he is Aquarius. That's Aquarius. Both of them born in the same month. Him and Smokey. Smokey's born February 19th. Rick James born the same day I'm born, February 1st. So when they did that song together, I was like, okay.
You was like, yeah, this is my type of song right here.
But I kept on saying it. I kept on saying Egyptian eyes, and I was thinking about. I guess I'll interview. But we might have to create that song around it.
I was like, maybe we'll do a little cover tune. That'd be cute.
Why not flip it, girl? Egyptian eyes with the spiritual, the crystals, all of the crystals and all of the stones will make you feel better if it leaves you alone.
You got a nice little voice too.
I used to sing. I was number 5 on the reggae chart. Stop playing. I was good.
Yeah, baby. I see.
Don't let me get into this singing stuff.
Okay, I see now.
So Ebony, Egyptian Eyes can be a good flip song from a. You know what? I'm gonna talk to my son. I'm gonna talk to my son because my son has a recording studio and he's an excellent singer. He can sing at that high pitch of Smokey Robinson. He's very good at that. My son he's Aquarius too. He's born like 3 days after you. So
it's a must. It's ready. A must. This has to happen.
But beautiful. Again, people contacted. This is her information. This is her IG, her Twitter, IG, FB, and all that is Egyptian Eyes Boutique. Hit her up an email. That's info@egyptianeyesboutique.com. Don't forget the number 678-424-1004. Once again, Destiny Pendarvis, thank you very much for being a part of this journey, my darling. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And enjoy the rest of your evening and give everybody a big old hug over there, all right?
I will. Thank you so much, King Simon.
You're welcome.
It's been an honor.
All right.
Have a good
night.
Have a
good night. All right.
You
Peace.
Too.
That's our girl. All right. There it is. Woo. Man. Lord have mercy, that was good. Hey, what's up? What's up, Benita? What you saying? You was introduced to Queen Nani of Jamaica today? Okay. Filled up with overwhelming joy and started crying. We are such powerful people. Yeah, Queen Nani is our ting there. Yeah. Big up to Queen Nani, but the original Nani goes way back into the Maroons. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. All right. We just had some fun. Want to thank each and every one of y'all for tuning in and being a part of this journey. Benita, what's up? Modern Day Sage, I see you up here. Again, make sure you support our beautiful sister and all of them that work over there. Of course, make sure you show them some love. It's a beautiful place. It's the only beautiful place that I've seen in Smyrna, Georgia. That's right. It's 2585 Spring Road, Southeast Smyrna, Georgia. We're going to be producing an event over there soon. So y'all keep on looking out for that. I'm going to see if I can help them as much. I love the numbers. I love all of that over there. I love these sisters and brothers over there that are doing the thing. You can call them at 678-424-1004 if you want to also contact Ellison. Ellison is also one of them that works over there. And she's one of the people that has her own office there. So big up to Destiny again from Egyptian Eyes. Egyptian Eyes. I love that. I'm gonna have to play that song Ebony Eyes in my ears and see what I can, because I can write that stuff. I'm good at writing. I come up with some stuff. I can change over a whole song. But again, if you are in the Brooklyn, New York area, family, this is going on in Brooklyn, New York. One of my teachers, like 4 of them I've been touched by, for real. At least 4 of them I've been touched by, real. When I say touch, thrown on the mat, beat up, thrown, 3 of them, at least 3 of them I've been beat up by. The rest of them I've watched on the mat and seen how they do things with their ukis and all that stuff. So they're having a health and wellness gatherings of the Grand Masters. If you're going to be there, that's May 28th from 1 to 4 p.m. Soke Little John, of course, GM Anthony Muhammad, Professor Bill, and so much more in tribute to Dr. Moses Powell, the late, great Supreme Grand Master Dr. Moses Powell, whom I've spoken to. Never got thrown, but he hit me a few times. But big up to Dr. Moses Powell in the spiritual realm. I'm going to be having his daughter on soon, so big up to his daughter, who I was speaking, texting with each other, and she's a spiritual advisor also, and I'm going to bring her on. Don't forget, this coming Sunday, we have the one, the only Phil Valentine. Dr. Phil Valentine returns to our show on YouTube, but it's going to be through a private link. It's going to be a private link with Dr. Phil Valentine. Tomorrow, my sister Ellison will have Dr. Phil Valentine on. Not Ellison, I'm sorry. Sister Etoy Hardison, Hairston, she will have Dr. Phil Valentine on tomorrow, I believe at 8 o'clock, 7 or 8 o'clock. So make sure y'all tune into that at eToys Experience with Dr. Phil Valentine. That's going to be big. Enough respect to her. And Phil is going to be talking about this metaphysical awakening. That's right, the ontology and metaphysical awakening of melanated mind. Big up to Brother Rich and all of them that had the big thing with him, Billy Carson, Ron Hayes, and Brother Yusuf. Don't forget the wonderful Wizard of Raw, Friday, June the 3rd, Saturday, June the 4th, and Sunday, June the 5th. A lot of guest speakers, a lot of big things are happening. Big up to them. They're going to have everything raw over there. It's the return to the garden, and we're going to show that respect. And I'm going to show it from a numerovational perspective. I'm going to be speaking on the numbers connected to the words like kale and sea moss and all of that, how to pay attention to the vibration of the words that we are putting, not necessarily the scientific words, but also the words that are primarily known in the community, turnips, spinach, and all that. And although they have scientific names behind them, but the ones that are commonly known is what I'm going to deal with the numbers with them to show you how they relate and connect to you, the person that loves to eat these things. Okay. So I will be there. I will be speaking on the 4th, Saturday, June the 4th, sometime between 1 and 9 p.m. because it's going all the way to 11 p.m. All right. So I'm going to be in the building live and direct. And don't forget, we got an interview on Sunday with Shion Imhotep. That's June the 5th. This brother here is his IG is Warrior Temple Islands University. Big up to him. That's Shion Imhotep. We're going to be in the building. Big up to his father and mother, whom I've known for many years. And don't forget, beyond Juneteenth, they're going to be a big extravaganza and event over there in Delaware, Wilmington, Delaware, on June the 18th, hosted by L'Oreal Mustafa. Big up to Abundance Child, who has also invited me. Rock, Soul Messiah. Big up to the whole crew. And the next day after that, from 6 to 9, we're doing a Cosmic 1910 alignment dinner and mini workshop. All right, myself, Ellison Nedra, and the one, the only Lloyd Strayhorn. And don't forget, we are coming to New York City, already confirmed, August 27th from 6 to 9 p.m. That's Saturday, August 27th from 6 to 9 p.m. at Nicholas, Brooklyn. That's 1396 Fulton Street. And the number there at Nicholas, Brooklyn is 718-858-4400. That's right, it's me, Empress Etoy, Lloyd Strayhorn, and Ellison Nedra. Early bird tickets is $44 before August the 1st. Text for details if you want to find out how to pay for it and get your early bird tickets. If you're going to be in New York or in the tri-state area, you want to come on out. We only holding, I think, 50 people there. So it's 347-496-1022 if you want to find out further information. And if you want to write your books, please contact this beautiful sister Susie Script at 914-361-9467. That's 914-361-9467. Don't forget, Better Health Shop. BetterHealthShop.etsy.com. Make sure you show them some love. They got some great health products for you. Burdock root. And of course, they got DE, which is a good cleanser of the intestinal tract, and also is a good fertilizer for your plants too. DE is very interesting. You could use multiple, and also of course they got monatomic gold and colloidal silver and all that. Make sure you go to that website that it says right there, betterhealthshop.etsy.com, or give them a call for a free consultation at 1-800-820-7822. If you buy products, you get a consultation. That makes sense to me. All right. So support them and then find out how to use it and how to apply it and how it can work for your body and which part of the body it does work for. All right. Just want to make sure y'all know that. And let me see what else I got to promote. Let me find out. Of course, my teacher, Lloyd Strayhorn. Lloyd-Strayhorn.com is the website. Take his classes through his website. Also, make sure you get his newsletter, get his books, and do a session with Lloyd. Lloyd is the veteran in astronumerology, all right? So make sure you support him and show him that love, okay? And don't forget Ellison Nedra. That's right. Big up to Ellison Nedra. That's right. Make sure you support her, not only at Egyptian Eyes Boutique, but also hit her up at www.themoderndaysage.com. That's www.themoderndaysage.com. 800-774-4554. That's one of my business partners. You know how we do. We keep it going and we popping it around the world now. And don't forget, if you want to take my course, my introductory course, go to udemy.com. That's udemy.com. Go into the search engine and just put new motivation. I'm the only one you're going to see come up with holistic new motivation. I'm the only one doing it. All right. And that's like 2 hours and a couple minutes. But if you want the full course, 8-hour course, it's raw, uncut, and you get to keep the link for yourself and watch it over and over again. Text the word course to 347-496-1022 for details if you want the course. And make sure you get my book before you get the course too. Go to linktree/King Simon, the new motivator. That's linktree/King Simon, the new motivator. So you'll know how to get my books and all that stuff that's up there. You can purchase them all through Amazon. And if you want to do a session with me, text me your full name and date of birth to 347-496-1022. I do have a waiting list going into July, going all the way into August. So if you're patient and you're born around July, August, it's best for you to book now. If you're born around July, August, September, it's best for you to book right now. Get in so I can break in so you can talk to me personally and ask me questions directly. But if you just want that guidance, that real quick spring season guidance, all you have to do is text your first name and your birthday, or just pay the price first, like it says up here, and then text your first name and birthday and your email, and I will send you a pre-recording, and I will answer 3 specific questions that you want answered as regards to guiding you throughout your life in this time or in this year or next year coming. All right. So that's what it's all about. Numerology is not psychic, but it's here to give you guidance like a GPS. It triangulates what's going on in your life and take you to where you got to go. All right. Let's close out. And the content disclaimer: views, comments, and opinions expressed by guest speakers or authors on this YouTube channel do not necessarily reflect or represent the views and opinions held by this channel's broadcasters and its sponsors. Parental guidance is advised. Disclaimer: copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comments, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, education, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. All right, family, what we're going to do is close out with prayer. You know, I like to close out with Dr. Delbert Blair's prayer. Let's give that a round of applause. Hold on. Let me get my applause button for Dr. Delbert Blair. All right. Everybody, if you want to still support Dr. Delbert Blair and you don't know who Dr. Delbert Blair, the late, great Dr. Delbert Blair, one of the metaphysic gurus and griots, make sure you go to his website. That's www.themetacenter2.com. You may ask, why do I continue to shout him out? Because not only was he before his time, but he was one of those people that helped us to stretch our mind, not only physically, but metaphysically, to reach beyond the physical and get into the intuitive spiritual. That's what Dr. Blair was all about. People may call him whatever they might want to call him, but his experience is his experience. And like Dr. Blair used to tell us all the time, there is no truth until you decide what truth is. And he's talking about every individual out there. There is no truth until you decide what truth is. That was one of the great sayings coined by Dr. Delbert Blair. And I'm going to say his prayer. And if you're down to say his prayer with me, please sit in a comfortable position in your chair, or lay down in a comfortable position in your bed, or if you're in the tub or whatever. Just get ready to take a deep breath. Take 3 deep breaths right now. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale and exhale. Here we go. Please, Universal Creator, know in my heart that I love you. Please protect me and this planet on which I live now. Please open my mind, my spirit, and my soul to receive only truth and your love now. I'm going to say it one more time for the people in the back, but in a unified fashion as I incorporate the all concept into it. Please, Universal Creator, know in our hearts that we love you. Please protect us and this planet on which we live now. Please open our minds, our spirits, and our soul to receive only truth and your love now. I want to thank Dr. Delbert Blair for giving us such a great prayer. Big up to Professor Mark Walker. I see you popping up on the screen, brother. How you doing? Hope everything is right. He's another great martial artist that was studied under Dr. Moses Powell, Professor V, and all the great ones. Enough respect to him. Again, that was Dr. Delbert Blair's prayer for all of us, that we should say it constantly every day, at least once a day, to keep our guidance, keep our connection to our all, the all within us and the all outside of us. Everything is energy, family. Just remember that. And I use numerology because the numbers has a vibration that's connected to every word that you utter from your mouth. I don't even care if you go blah, 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 blah. As long as you can add some vibration and some frequency to it, it has a number to it. All right. And numbers is the one of the languages of the Almighty Creator, that whatever you might want to call it, that is up to you. I say the all within all. That's what Allah means to me. The all within all. And the all is within all of us, and with all the vibratory energy within everything around us. So it is what it is. So have a great day, afternoon, or evening, my family. And please, family, stay focused, stay out of trouble, stay on your healing journey. And remember, we are all saints, saviors, soldiers, scholars, healers, and killers. You just want to have it. You just want each one of those to come out at the appropriate time when it's time. That's what I pray for, that when it's time for any one of those things to come out of me, those warrior creeds and that warrior spirit that Dr. Khalid spoke about, it come out at the appropriate time. We are all saints, saviors, soldiers, scholars, healers, and killers. You just pray that it's going to come out at the appropriate time when you need to make it come out. All right? Like the late, great Marcus Mosiah Garvey says, up, you mighty nation, you could accomplish what you will. One love, one aim, and one destiny. And like the great Dr. Khalid used to say, regardless of land, label, or language, there is but one God. Have a great evening, people. Peace and love. Hey, this is King Simon. Remember, make sure you go to my website, kingsimonproductions.wordpress.com. That's kingsimonproductions.wordpress.com, or Linktree at King Simon the Numero Beta. Get all 4 of my books, and of course, that's the Numerovation for Mental Stability. Numbers are simple, people are complicated. Numbers are simple, children's health is important, and no promotion is bad promotion. Just spell my name right. Make sure you get them now on all my links. That's kingsimonproductions.wordpress.com. Go now. Hey family, it's King Simon, the founder of Numerovation. Remember, if you want to book a session with me and get a Numerovation consultation, all you have to do is text me your full name and date of birth to 347-496-1022. And if you want any of my books, go to Linktree/King Simon the Numerovator. That's King Simon the Numerovator. And your books are available on Amazon. Remember, I'm the El Numero Uno, the Numerovator himself. And if you want to book a session, all you have to do is text me. Make sure you get my books on Amazon. I love you. Peace. Cosmic 1910 Alignment Dinner and Mini Workshop coming to Drop Squad Kitchen in Wilmington, Delaware on June the 19th. Featuring King Simon, the International Numerovator, alongside Ellison Nedra, the modern day sage, with special guests Lloyd Strayhorn, the world-renowned astronumerologist, all happening in Wilmington, Delaware at the Drop Squad Kitchen on June the 19th from 6 to 9 p.m. Make sure you text 347-496-1022 for details. Be there in Delaware. It's going to be great. And don't forget, we will be in New York on August the 27th from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. at Nicholas, Brooklyn. That's 1396 Fulton Street. That's 718-858-4400 for find out directions. And if you want to be there and you want to find out details, please text 347-496-1022.